Well, Hegan Kogan again, Man Cave Classroom at 8:10, and we're gonna take a trip down memory lane for us.
Yeah, it is.
But then again, you have 4 kids, so you probably read one of these books about like 3 years
All
ago.
the time.
So we're looking at, very, very similar story to World War One. World War One breaks out in Europe. The United States says that we want to remain neutral. World War II breaks out again in Europe and the Pacific, and again we want to say that we're going to remain neutral. Now, the whole neutrality, that's debatable, and that's another discussion. But we're going to look at, while the United States wants to remain neutral, there are going to be people in the United States that feel that, hey, maybe we shouldn't be neutral, particularly Theodore Geiss. You know him as Dr. Seuss.
This is my favorite. Mr. Brown can moo, can you?
Where's the box and socks one? That actually comes with a warning.
Fox and socks? Or
Fox and socks. It actually comes with a warning. And then like when you're reading it to your child and you're like, oh my God, now I know why there's a warning, because you sound like an idiot.
Yeah, you do.
The Cat in the Hat, that's a classic.
Where's Green Eggs and Ham?
It's
not here.
It's somewhere.
Oh, come on.
Where, a Rocket in My Pocket, that's a fun one. So the reason why we're talking about Dr. Seuss, and we can get carried away just sitting here reminiscing on these stories, is because he was a political cartoonist as well during World War II.
And he was very, very critical of America's stance, very critical of appeasement of Hitler.
Yep.
Over in what the British and French were doing. So let's take a look.
Yeah, I mean, it is interesting because when you're looking at political cartoons, I'm sure in previous lessons, you look at a political cartoon and you go, all right, well, this political cartoonist is trying to make a statement. And sometimes it's not as obvious in probably previous cartoons when we looked at, but you definitely get the statement that he's trying to make here, even though we just kind of gave it away. So here we go. He's sitting at home sweet home. All this chaos is going on around him. Said a bird in the midst of a blitz. Up to now, they've scored very few hits. So I'll sit on my canny, old Star-Spangled Fanny, and on it he sits and he sits.
So we look at this, and the first thing I like to point out to my students, because they recognize it right away, we got Uncle Sam's hat.
Yep.
That it's not Uncle Sam. It's obviously some sort of bird-like creature that Dr. Seuss draws, but he puts Uncle Sam's hat on. And where is he? He's home. So this is America at home.
Just chilling.
And what's going on around the world? War. We've got bombs. We've got artillery shells blowing up all around him. Bullets flying all over the place.
He's just chilling.
And he's just chilling.
Yep.
Said a bird in the midst of the blitz. Hopefully that word blitz jumps out at you as the Blitzkrieg.
Yep.
The lightning war that Germany had unleashed on Europe. This ridiculously effective fighting style where you attack your enemy with all of your force, break through their lines, and you gotta just keep on going. Canny Fanny, your fanny is your butt,
yep.
And there he's just sitting happily ever after while the rest of the world is at war.
Now I love this because now you have you have this again. You have this. They should have given these animals actually names because I don't know what the heck this is, but we do know that this is a German animal, whatever it might be.
The swastika.
Yeah, with France, Czechoslovakia, Poland, Norway, Denmark, Holland, Belgium, Yugoslavia, Romania, Greece, Austria, and of course, speaking of fannies, there's a big question mark.
These are all the different countries that Hitler and Nazi Germany has conquered, or annexed, or
whatever word
consumed.
whatever word he wants to use to justify it.
And it's a cow, but it's really like a centipede,
right?
Growing with each acquisition. But I like the head eats, which is Nazi Germany.
Sure.
And as they're acquiring these lands, Germany is going to become profitable from the lands they're acquiring.
And you can see Germany throughout this cartoon. The swastika there, Hitler right there with the small swastika over there. This is a dairy farm, obviously.
Barn
This is
in the
a dairy
background.
farm. Adolf Hitler prop. The head eats, the rest gets milked, and with that question mark there, it's like who's next?
Yep.
It can be one of these allied superpowers. This is an even funnier one. Now he had a book, where there was just one cartoon after the other. So we're just giving you just a small sample here. So
this is almost perfect
yes.
because the world we're living in now.
Right.
Ho hum, no chance of contagion. No chance of it spreading. No chance of what spreading. Well, Europe's got the Stalin edge, Hitleritis, Blitzpox, Nazi fever, fascist fever, the Italian mumps that the cat that has, or the whatever animal, animal we've got down here. Where are we? Oh, you went the wrong way.
back. There we go.
Went the wrong way. And Uncle Sam is over here. What a lucky thing we've got separate beds.
Perfect.
Almost like an ignorant Uncle Sam not recognizing he is going to get sick. That if we don't get involved in Europe, the next stop for Adolf Hitler is to cross the Atlantic Ocean and come to us.
And with the separate breads, you are talking, of course, geographically speaking.
Yeah.
You don't want to take that.
This is the ocean between us.
Yes.
But it was like, if England were to fall, because that's kind of where we are.
Yep.
Europe has fallen with the exception of tiny little England. If England is to, perfect.
Yeah.
If England is to fall, what's going to stop them?
Right. And again, here he is sitting there chilling. Ho hum. When he's finished pecking down that last tree, he'll quite likely be tired. So let's look at the other trees and something similar that you saw with the other cartoon. You have France that was occupied, Denmark, Norway, Greece, Yugoslavia, Holland. Now, we have to become a little bit more concerned right now because now, we're referencing here the Battle of Britain. Now this Nazi bird right here is pecking away at England.
I even love the little comb over. Like the Hitler comb over on the bird.
You are the only one that would catch that.
The Hitler comb over. And even the face, is meant to resemble that of Adolf Hitler.
Sure.
And luckily for the world, Germany couldn't use Blitzkrieg on England. Nope. They're an island.
Yep.
Hitler does plan to invade them, but they do have to cross the English Channel. To do that, Hitler's got to wipe out the RAF, the Royal Air Force, and the Battle of Britain.
And the English Channel, I haven't been there. It's rough. There's reasons why people swim across it because this is something rough. And I mean, again, a person versus a German Navy, but the seas in the English Channel are pretty rough. And of course, if England falls,
but again, this is almost like a calling America ignorant.
Yeah.
Almost tying it to that of the appeasement of England and France or Germany.
Sure.
That once we give him Czechoslovakia or the Sudetenland or whatever land Hitler wanted, he'll probably be done and he won't want anymore.
But again, more. That's something that comes up.
I love this one.
This is always funny too. And the wolves shoot up the children and spit out their bones. But those were foreign children, and it really didn't matter.
Now that isolationist idea
of
the 1930s, 1940s, America first, there were isolationists who did not want to get involved. And the kids were like, "What?
What's going on?
Hitler's going to be,
Adolf
Seuss,
the Wolf."
Dr. Seuss, extremely critical of Americans' lack of involvement in the early parts of the war.
So if we look at this, who are the characters reading about in the book? Definitely Adolf the Wolf. You see the SWAT sticker right over there. How are the children reacting? That expression is priceless. Holy smokes. Probably woke up in the middle of the night with nightmares.
Soiled their
I mean,
underwear.
The thing is that when you look at bad guys, and there's a reason why Captain America fights Hitler in the first one, you didn't need to create a bad guy because you already had one for you. When you're talking about being creative, why create somebody? Because if I were to write Hitler as a character, nobody would believe it because that evil kind of, you just can't imagine it.
You can't, yeah.
How does the cartoons feel about American neutrality? By now, you got a good idea here that Theodore Geisler, Dr. Seuss, does not like it, feels we should get involved. Why? Eventually we could be next. I'm good with this.
Yeah.
I mean, we could have went one after the other.
There's so many.
All right, good. Thanks for watching.
See you later, alligator.
I don't think that
Said
was
the
ever in
man
the doctors.
with